Hello, boys and girls, and can you guess today what I've got in my hand? Listen! Here is a clue, possibly my most exciting purchase of the year. And I've made a few, just a minute, I've forgotten something, just a minute. I've got my little film going in the background, have I? One minute. Sorry. If you're listening, that won't mean anything at all to you, but people that watch the show via YouTube get an extra treat. Not only do they see me, they see a little film going behind me. And it's not working. Oh, why isn't that working? Oh, just a minute. Oh, nothing works. Oh, I am technically challenged. Is that a medical condition, do you think? Being technically challenged. Here we go. I think it's good. Just a minute now. Come on, baby. I've got an old computer just to the left-hand side of me, which actually runs the film, but it is old and it's a bit slow. There we are. That's coming on. Come on, baby. Give me my film. There it is. I thought it wasn't going to happen for a moment. Oh, anyway, back to the main question of the programme. Can you guess what this is? Here is a clue. Any idea? I'll do it again. Do you know what this piece of paper is? It is my plane ticket to Australia. At last, I found the courage, boys and girls, to part with the money. Oh, it was hard. Let me tell you, it was hard. It was hard sitting at that computer because I've sat there. I've brought up the BA website on many occasions over the last few weeks, and I just could not push that pay now button. Well, I have done it. The money has been sucked. It has been sucked, boys and girls. Sucked really hard and fast. It has been sucked really hard and fast out of my bank account, boys and girls, and placed in the hands of British Airways. We'll take more care of you, fly the flag. Actually, I've got a little snippet of music. Have a listen to this. This is a very, very old BA advert. Listen. We'll take more care of you. There's sunshine up in. Do you like it? It goes on a little bit longer than that. Lovely little bit of film. Actually, I don't know, I may actually be able to tag the whole advert at the end of the video side of this programme. All right, so see if it's there. Don't know if I'm able to do that or not, but it's worth a try. If you've never watched the programme and you always just listen, then you can watch as well. This particular programme will be dated Saturday the 14th of November, okay? So at the end of the show, stay there, because hopefully it might, can't promise because I don't know if I can do it or not yet. Hopefully it will be tagged on to the end of the show. Okay, a very, very old British Airways advert from the 1970s. A wonderful jingle. It will have you singing that jingle for the rest of the day. It's one of those catchy tunes. So there we are, ticket paid for and sorted. And I shall be going to Australia on the 14th of January for 3 weeks. Already interested parties are applying here. They are applying to my home to look after my little old house while I'm away. Well, we can't have it empty, dear. This house needs someone in it. Otherwise it gets lonely. Who's going to look after my pussy? My little pussy, Katie, needs friends to talk to while I'm away, because otherwise she will be lonely and miserable and get thinner and thinner and waste away. Oh, I mean, it's kind, you know. I mean, the neighbours often, when I go on short little trips, they do place food down for my little pussy. And she comes along and licks it all up. My licking pussy eats all her food up very quickly. She really does. And my neighbours are very kind to do it. But she needs someone in the house with her, or she will get lonely. So that's it. It's all paid for and done. All I've got to sort out now is the internal flights, because I'll be going to a couple of different places to visit relatives, all relatives. I have many, many relatives in Australia, and that really is the main reason for going. I like to go around and visit them, so that's it. Can't wait. I shall be going to Sydney flying to Sydney. If you're in Australia, okay, and you want to meet me in Sydney, like a big welcoming party or something like that. You know when those pop stars go to other countries and when they get to the airport, there's all these hordes of fans. Is that going to happen for me in Sydney, I wonder? When I land at Sydney International Airport, I think quite early in the morning, about 6:05 in the morning, something like that, will you be there with all your friends begging for an autograph or wanting to touch me? Will anything like that be happening? Perhaps, as is a great Australian tradition, we could have a barbie. We could have a barbie outside the departure lounge. Do you like the sound of that? A little a barbie in commemoration of my arrival into Sydney. Just a suggestion. Okay, I'll be going to Sydney. I'll be going to Norfolk Island, where my cousin has recently taken up a new job there. That is, I'll be going there for a week. That is like a do-nothing holiday, that bit there, because there's not an awful lot on Norfolk Island. It's a very, very relaxing thing. Hopefully I should be taking my camera, my recording device, and doing a few bits and pieces there. Probably Canberra and perhaps Brisbane, because I haven't been there yet. Won't be going to Melbourne this time, because we've done that already. So that is roughly my itinerary, although I need to write down dates and all things like that. So very excited. Done it. You're surprised. I didn't think I was ever going to pay for that ticket. I really didn't. Anyway, that's my news. Lots of emails to get through as always. There's an email address. If you want to join in at any time, please feel free to do so. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. All right, let's say hello to Jonathan L. I always wondered about these people with just one letter after their names. Have you noticed that? Sometimes, quite often, you get DJs. There used to be DJs in the 90s. Always had their first name and then a letter. So I would be Chris R. Okay, I don't know why people used to do that. I never succumbed to the strange world of DJ names. DJ Triangle, DJ, I don't know, Sphinx, DJ whatever. They always got strange names, some of them. Mine was just Chris Reardon. Plain old boring Chris Reardon, yes. And Jonathan writes, my best wishes to Gwen. Jonathan at DDR up there in Manchester. Hello, Jonathan. He says, my very best wishes to Gwen. It's easy for me to sit here and write this, and I don't mean to be patronising, but I'm sure she's an inspiration to others and hope she's well enough to join United Kingdom Talk in the next week or so, which of course she was. Sorry, but this email is a couple of weeks old now. Gwen was, of course, on the show recently talking about her brush with cancer that she's fighting at the moment. And she's actually going back to the hospital, I think it's next week actually, to see how she's getting on after the treatment. Jonathan writes, cancer affected my grandmother and a very close friend of mine. I remember Gwen in my thoughts and prayers. So there we are. That's very nice. Jonathan also says, your programme makes a very good theatre of mind. And I often choose to listen. But I do cheat occasionally and watch the show. Well, that's all right. You know, watch or listen. It is quite nice to just listen, I think, sometimes. You know, and close your eyes and imagine what I'm talking about. And, well, because I video the show as well, you know, I couldn't lie about anything now, could I? But, I mean, for example, if you were listening to Ross Patzelt's show, rosspatzelt.co.uk, right? I mean, he could say, I mean, when he starts talking about himself being quite good looking and all that, and, you know, I can sit here and tell you he's not good looking at all, no. I mean, no, do you know what I mean, though? I could sit here and say, yes, this programme is coming to you from Buckingham Palace today, if it was just radio, and you wouldn't know any difference. I did listen to Ross Patzelt's show couple of weeks ago, and he was talking to another guy. Oh, what's his name now? Who does yet another show? Lee Mills. That's it. Nice lad, Lee Mills. And Ross was saying that he preferred podcasts rather than video shows. And Lee was saying, "Oh well, we've moved on. We do video shows." And Lee is trying to convince Ross to go and purchase a webcam, which aren't that dear, about 25 quid, I suppose now, aren't they? And do his show with video as well. But Ross doesn't want to do it because he knows that when you see him, you will feel physically sick. I'm afraid. You will. Beg pardon. What are you insinuating? You will. So that's, I think, why Ross doesn't want to use a webcam. But yeah, I see what you're saying here, Jonathan. Sometimes to just listen and close your eyes and imagine what's going on is quite nice, isn't it? You know. Please say hello to Angie, who listens to your show via DDR in Manchester. And I hope you'll hear more from DDR listeners. Yes, who's listening to the show? Or indeed watching the show at DDR, do let me know via the email address. Let me know where you are and what you do. Tell me about yourself. I want to know. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I've missed out a whole paragraph here. Jonathan also says, I emphasise with you getting sniping comments like those from the correspondent you mentioned in a show a couple of weeks ago. Oh, what was that one? Oh, yeah, the one that said, where is the content? Yeah. I've tried to promote my station on Digital Spy Radio Forum. Oh, you haven't tried... You haven't gone on there, have you? Oh, they're vile on there. They're all so important on there, aren't they? Eh? Not all of them, but a lot of them are so very important to the well-being of British broadcasting. They really are. I've looked at that before, and some of the vile comments on there, Jonathan, is just unbelievable. Fortunately, I think, Jonathan, doing anything like what you and I do, you've got to be thick-skinned. Take it on the chin, look at these sad people and laugh. You've got nothing better to do than sit there typing nasty comments and passing judgment on people. Because, and I've seen a couple of comments about my show when I used to be on Play Talk Radio, which is no longer now, unfortunately. I saw the comments. You know, and because you don't fit in, you or I perhaps don't fit into that little box that they've created for themselves, that you have to do it this way and not that way, they don't like it. So they feel they have to comment. You know, I never, ever comment on anyone else's work. Why should I? What for? If I don't like it, I don't look. Easy as that. As I say, Jonathan says, I've tried to promote my station on Digital Spy Radio Forum and Facebook. There's always someone trying to take the rise or writing caustic comments. My reply is something going on the lines of, calm down, dear, it's only a hobby. That's a good one. I don't profess to be the BBC, neither do I. And I don't receive a penny in licence fees, granting or advertising. For every moaning Minnie, there are dozens of people to bring pleasure to. Oh, I'd like to bring pleasure to you, Jonathan, I really would. And I hope your ears are tingling with fun. You're having a, let's think how can I say this without it sounding too rude? You're having an orgasmic time in your ears because of my tender touching of them. Eh? Does that sound all right, Jonathan? Thank you very much, sir. Nice to hear from you. Hello to Doug. Hello, Doug, in Akeley, USA, who writes, you mentioned that you print off vile comments to use as toilet paper. He says, hate to think how sore your bum is using printed paper. How rude telling Suko to keep her hands above the sheets while listening to you in bed. Well, I haven't heard from Suko for ages now. It's all very strange, I must say. You don't even want to know what I do with mine while I'm listening to you. Please, Doug. This is a family programme. Please don't take it into the gutter like Ross Patzelt show is. Gwen is in my prayers. Great show, Chris. 30-minute format is working out real good for me. So thank you for that, Doug. It's always nice to have a comment if I change something. And you're never quite sure how well it works or not. The 30-minute format is working out a lot better for me. I now have time, once again, to do things. And that was the main reason for it. Plus, I took an extra job on the Belushi's karaoke I do now on Wednesday night. And my God, that's going so well. So well. Out of all the karaokes I've done over the years... sorry about I've got a bit of a frog today. I'm not a cough, let me see if I can cough. bit of a thing in my throat today. Out of all the karaokes I've ever done, that one is an instant success. It's just busy as soon as I've started. Now, that's probably because there was a guy doing it before, so I kind of took over from him. Don't know the other guy. I gather he's still there on a Monday. But it's you know, obviously him who's built up that night, and now I'm doing that one on a Wednesday. I don't even know his name, actually. Didn't meet him at all or anything like that. I was just given the job to do, so that's it. It's an unfortunate thing in DJing, karaoke, radio, television, all that unfortunately, a lot of the time, you are given the job that someone else is doing. If you know that person as a friend, it's not nice. It's happened to me a couple of times where a friend has been offered my job. I generally, if I know that's happened, I generally then turn around to them and say, well, okay, you know, you do it, because obviously they don't want me to do it anymore. And if it's not you, it will be someone else, so just take the job. And that's the way I've always looked at it. If it's someone you don't know or you've never met or heard of, then it's a lot easier. But unfortunately, that's the way it is. That's how it works. All right. Okay. Hello to Marsha. Where have you been, Marsha? It's been months, dear. Months and months. Hi, Chris. Hope you're doing well. I just caught the show where you mentioned your plans to go to Australia next year. Awesome. You must be excited. Yes, I am excited. I have been twice before, Marsha, but I love the place. I love everything about Australia except for the television. Terrible television they have there. Not just the programmes, but the way it's all thrown together on the screen, you know, how they go from programme to advert and all that. Although I have to say, the commercial stations here in the UK, they seem to have changed a lot in the last few months. You know, there's not that separate... I don't know if anyone else has noticed that here in the UK. ITV, Channel 4 and Channel 5, there's not always that separation now between television programme and adverts. You know, you used to have the programme would go on and then it would say end of part 1. Then there'd be a bit of a very short, you know, just a couple of seconds, something on the screen, and then it would go into the adverts. Well, all that seems to be merging together. And I'm sure I've seen now a few programmes where they're chatting away and then it suddenly just cuts and you're into the adverts. Has anyone else noticed that? I don't know why they're doing it like that. I think it looks most unprofessional. There's no breaker in between the programme and the adverts. They just bang straight in. It's almost rude. It does. It comes across as being rude. Anyone else notice that? Let us know on the email, okay? chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I do happen to know that people in the States, it's been like that for years there, isn't it? Because I've been to the States a few times and I've watched television there and I was always shocked how it went from programme, bang, straight into adverts, and then bang, straight into the programme again. Almost as if it's part of the programme, but it's never going to be smooth, is it? Because you've got a programme and the ads are completely different. It's never going to be smooth. Marsha says, I recently went to Paris and stayed in a hotel you should check out. It was called the Citadines, Citadines, and it's actually an apartment hotel. What was nice about it was that the room had a mini living room and a kitchenette in it. Oh, I like that. Yeah, I like to go on holiday and do my own cooking. Don't know why. I mean, you know, do you want to eat out all the time? It's nice to be able to have a few bits and pieces in the cupboard and cook whenever you want to, isn't it? I think so, yeah. Marsha says, it was great for travelling on a budget because we were able to cook, here we are, our own breakfast. Oh, I like cooking my own breakfast. Plus, if we got particularly big restaurant meals, we would bring them back to the room, put them in the fridge and warm them up in the microwave later. Save quite a bit of money that way. Oh yeah, there's nothing wrong. It's like, you know, pizza. How many times do you not eat the whole pizza and you ask for a little box and you take it back again, don't you? You bring it back home. I remember you mentioning that you don't like to eat a lot of foreign foods and you often bring your own food onto holiday. Yeah, you're right, actually. Also, that you like to frequently go to grocery stores when on holidays. Yes, I do. I know that sounds a bit mad. I love walking round supermarkets in foreign countries. Don't know why. Don't ask me why. I just do. To be honest, when I started going on holiday, I used to always take all my own food. I know this sounds stupid. Tins of stuff, pot noodles, packets of things. Now, I certainly wouldn't take my own food to go to Australia, the USA, most European places. I wouldn't bother taking my own food anymore. If I went to China or India or somewhere like that, you know, that side of the world, or the not the Mediterranean, or the Arab countries, I probably would still take my own food because I don't know what they've got there. I am very, very funny eating food, but certainly not to Australia. I mean, it's all the same. I mean, even Australia is one of the very, very, very few countries that can actually make a cup of tea. You can't do it in America. You can't do it in most European countries. They haven't got a clue what they're doing. Australia, they can actually make a cup of tea there, I'm pleased to say. Marsha says, you might find a set like this useful. Of course, I haven't been to any of the Citadines in Australia, so I cannot vouch for them. But the one I stayed in Paris was very nice. Oh, I'll have to look that up then and see if they've got any in there. I had a very basic room. Oh, incidentally, when I booked my plane, I meant to tell you, when I booked my plane ticket to Australia, BA just happened to have a sale on at the moment, and I have saved £500 on the ticket. That's right, £500 on the plane ticket, dear. Not to be sniffed at, thank you very much. That's a good old saving, isn't it? Marsha says, I had a very basic room with a pull-out couch that turned into a comfortable bed. There are nicer rooms available if you don't mind spending the money. Oh, hello, you're talking to Chris Reardon here. He doesn't like to spend it, you know that. The only complaint that I had was that I did not realise that because it's an apartment and hotel, not just a hotel, the servicing of the rooms is very different. They do not service the rooms every day. They have a set schedule depending on how long you are staying, and if you want new towels, etc., before then, you would have to pay. I didn't realise this and called for room service on the second day and was told that I'd have to pay. I got upset and argued with the front desk lady, and she argued back that I should have known because it was listed on the site. She gave me the towels for free, and I argued with her about her attitude because I did not appreciate her lecturing me. Now let me tell you, Marsha, this is a French thing. I'm sorry to say this. This is a French thing. On the number of occasions, I've been to France many, many times now, and their attitude is quite different to us. They are right. They are always right. I've seen this in Disney. I've seen this in Calais. I've seen this in Boulogne. I've seen this in the ski resorts. Right? It's very, very difficult to argue with someone who is French. They are, as far as they're concerned, they're right. Okay? So, you arguing with her, immediately, like, the fence comes up. This is a French thing. If you talk to English people about this, they will say exactly the same. It's a French thing. That is not to say we hate the French, because we don't. But it is like a French. There's an attitude difference with the French, and you will find that on many, many occasions. If you want customer services there, forget it. Forget it, because as far as they're concerned, they're right, and that's the end of it. All right? So I know exactly what you're saying there, Marsha. Has anyone else found that? Maybe you found completely different to me and Marsha. Then let us know on the email, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I complained the next morning to the manager, who said, well, those are the rules. But if you forgot, that's no problem. See? So he was being quite nice there. But those are the rules. That was all she had to say, but as you know, Chris, some people do not have the faintest idea of what a good customer service is. Yes, I do know that, and you will find that with the French while you're over there, okay? Despite that one incident, I did very much like the hotel. It was inexpensive, very clean, and in a good neighbourhood. I would be interested in staying in another citadines when I visit another country. If I went back to Paris, I would definitely stay there again. Yeah, I'm definitely going to look up these to see if there's one of those in Sydney and how much they charge there. At the moment, I'm tending to go with Ibis. I know there's a little Ibis hotel in Sydney, and they are well known for being cheap. On the other two occasions I've been to Sydney, I stayed at the Stella Suites, but the comparison of prices is quite a lot. Anyway, I just wanted to suggest it, since you like to budget on the hotels and cook your own food. It may be a good match for you at least to check out, and I will do, hopefully before the next programme, so I'll come back to you with this. P.S. You've got me jealous with all your talk of flying business class. What a nice way to travel that must be. Yes, it is. It is. As I say, haven't been on holiday for 3 years. When it's a long trip like that, I save up for that plane ticket. And you know me very well. This is nothing to do with class. Nothing at all. This is comfort. And in a business class seat on a plane for 24 hours, there can't be much worse than having forced to sit upright. I will be able to lay completely flat, help myself to food when I want, have a shower at either end in a lovely lounge, and everything is so quick and nice, and it really is worth the money and worth that extra time saving up for that plane ticket, Marsha. Have you ever tried the new premium economy cabins? Yes, I have. I went to New York in one of those. They're all right. They're quite new, and on my flight from Orlando to London, I noticed they had dedicated a whole new cabin to slightly larger seats. Not quite as expensive as upper class. Take class care now from Marsha. Yeah, those premium ones are all right for 8 hours, but not for 24 hours. I think that would be too much. Anyway, boys and girls, that's it for the show today. As always, much thanks from me for watching or listening. The email address, once again, is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Oh, by the way, in a future show, I'm hoping to have the Mayor of Lambeth here in the studio, or I might go down to the council offices. So the Mayor of Lambeth coming on the show soon. From myself, Chris Reardon, thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye.